On the night of May 28, 2025, Ukraine launched a daring drone attack deep inside Russia. Dozens of drones flew hundreds of miles, striking key military targets and economic targets. This was not just another skirmish, it was a bold escalation. Ukraine showed it could hit Russia where it hurts, far from the front lines. The attack sent a clear message: Ukraine is not just defending, it's taking the fight to the enemy. These drones, cheap but effective, are leveling the playing field against a larger foe. The strike highlights a shift in modern warfare, where innovation and technology matter more than sheer numbers. Ukraine's use of drones is changing the war, forcing Russia to rethink its defenses. This event boosts morale in Ukraine and signals to the world that Kyiv is still strong. It's a game changer, not just for this conflict, but for the future of warfare. In this video, we'll break down what happened, the damage caused, and what it means for both sides. We'll see how drones are rewriting the rules of war. This one night tells us a lot about Ukraine's resilience and Russia's vulnerabilities. The world is watching and learning. Let's dive into how a single night of drone warfare is reshaping the battlefield. Drones, small pilotless aircraft, have revolutionized warfare. Once only rich nations could afford big expensive drones for spying or missile strikes. Now, cheap and easy-to-build drones are everywhere, giving smaller countries new power. These flying robots act as eyes in the sky, providing real-time intelligence and targeting. They can carry bombs, attack tanks, ships, and soldiers, all while being hard to detect or shoot down. In the past, armies needed fleets of planes and thousands of troops to strike deep. Today, a handful of operators with drones can hit targets far behind enemy lines without risking pilots. This makes war cheaper for attackers and much riskier for defenders. Ukraine has become a master of drone warfare, using them to spot Russian troops, guide artillery, and now launch long-range strikes. The latest attack is proof drones aren't just tools, they're decisive weapons. They let Ukraine punch above its weight, challenging Russia's military might. Drones have redefined the battlefield, making innovation more important than size. The balance of power is shifting. Even a smaller nation can now strike back hard. Ukraine's success is inspiring others and changing how wars are fought. The age of the drone is here. Whoever adapts fastest wins. The battlefield will never be the same. The May drone attack was no accident. It was a carefully coordinated operation. Ukraine launched waves of long-range drones, each with a specific target. Some drones exploded on impact, others confused Russian radar. Their main targets, a major Russian airbase housing bombers, and a vital oil refinery fueling the war effort. Hitting these sites was a direct blow to Russia's military and economy. The drones flew low and far, evading defenses and striking deep inside Russia. Social media lit up with videos of explosions and fires at both sites. Aircraft and runways were damaged. The refinery burned for hours. Russia's air defenses were overwhelmed. Many drones got through. The attack exposed gaps in Russia's security, especially far from the front. Ukraine's technical skill and smart tactics were on full display. The reach and precision of the strike shocked Moscow. It forced Russia to realize its heartland is vulnerable. Ukraine exploited weaknesses, proving its drones can hit where it matters most. This was a statement: nowhere is truly safe. The effectiveness of this attack speaks volumes about the future of warfare. The impact on Russia was immediate and costly. Damaged bombers and runways mean fewer attacks on Ukraine and costly repairs for Russia. The oil refinery's destruction disrupts fuel supplies, hurting both the military and the economy. Less fuel means fewer tanks and planes in action, and less money from oil exports. Repairing these sites is slow and expensive, adding to Russia's headaches. The attack also shattered the Kremlin's image of invulnerability. Russian citizens saw that the war could reach them, sparking fear and doubt. The government's narrative of control was undermined. Russia now faces tough choices: move more air defenses home or leave the front lines exposed. Either way, their resources are stretched thinner. Ukraine's drones force Russia to defend a much larger area, weakening their offensive power. This is smart, asymmetric warfare, maximum impact for minimum cost. Kyiv scored a victory before counting the bombs. The psychological and strategic costs for Russia are huge. Ukraine's message: you are not safe, and we can strike again. This drone strike proves Ukraine can innovate and adapt, even against a bigger foe. Long-range drones let Ukraine hit targets once thought untouchable, shifting the war's balance. Ukraine is no longer just defending, it's taking the fight to Russian soil. This boosts morale for soldiers and civilians alike, showing that Russia is not invincible. Every successful strike inspires hope and strengthens resistance. Ingenuity is overcoming raw numbers. Internationally, Ukraine's success reassures allies their support is making a difference. It shows Ukraine is a capable, creative partner, worthy of more aid and advanced tech. The world sees Ukraine using resources wisely, encouraging further support. These attacks force Russia to spend more on defense at home, draining resources from the front. More radar, more missiles, more troops, all cost time and money. Russia's military is stretched thinner, reducing its ability to attack. Ukraine's drones are a cost-effective weapon, achieving big results with small investments. This is smart, modern warfare in action. Ukraine is rewriting the rules. The drone strikes do more than destroy, they wage psychological war. Explosions deep inside Russia shatter the illusion of safety for ordinary people. Suddenly, the war feels real and close, not just distant news. This fear and uncertainty erode the Kremlin's message of control. If drones can hit airbases and refineries, what's next? Russian propaganda is undermined, people start to question the official story. Public support for the war can weaken as trust cracks. For Russian soldiers, hearing of attacks at home is demoralizing. Worry for their families and doubts about their military strength grow. A demoralized soldier is less effective. Ukraine gains an edge. Meanwhile, each successful strike lifts Ukrainian spirits. It proves they are fighters and innovators, not just victims. National pride and unity grow stronger. In a long war, morale is crucial, and these attacks keep hope alive. Ukraine's message: we will not back down. The May drone strike was a turning point, a signal to Russia and the world. Ukraine proved it can build and use advanced weapons, reaching deep into enemy territory. The war's nature has changed. Russia is no longer safe at home. Drones have leveled the playing field, giving Ukraine new power and options. It's not just about defense. Ukraine can now go on the offensive in new ways. Russia must react, stretching its resources and changing its strategy. The future will see more drones, better tech, and a constant race to adapt. Ukraine's skill and innovation give it an edge in this new era. The world is watching and learning from Ukraine's example. This strike is a symbol of courage, ingenuity, and the will to fight back. The echoes of these explosions will shape future battles and decisions. Kyiv and Moscow must now plan for a battlefield transformed by drones. Modern war is always changing, and Ukraine is leading that change. The game has changed, and Ukraine is at the forefront. This is their game changer.